5 verses from the Holy Quran on happiness. By living a life truly devoted to Allah, inshallah, we can all find the happiness we deserve. Happiness is often seen as a joy or a simple emotion that doesn't require a deep understanding. However, when looking into the Quran, we can start to see how important and deep the emotion of happiness really is. Not only encompassing the feeling of pleasure or contentment, happiness can help with handling your emotions, encouraging your faith, and becoming closer to Allah. Here, the Quran helps us understand how to gain happiness while also reminding us where true happiness lies in this world. First, having faith is key. To God belongs the future of the heavens and the earth, and all matters are controlled by Him. You shall worship Him and trust in Him. Your Lord is never unaware of anything you do. Verses 123. Here the Quran helps remind us that we must constantly strive towards believing and worshipping Allah and Allah alone, and that having true faith and true submission to Allah means that we will be content and therefore happy about everything else in life because we know it to be from Allah alone. Second, being grateful will lead to happiness. If you have expressed gratitude, I shall certainly give you more. And if you are ungrateful, then my punishment is served. Verses 7. Gratefulness is often the key to much of our success and well-being here on earth, and it is just as important in helping keep us happy as well. By being grateful to Allah, we can learn to understand that everything we receive here on earth is a blessing and that Allah is the one behind everything we experience in life. Third, be wary of time. By time, surely man is in loss, so those who believe and do good deeds and enjoin on each other truth and enjoin on each other passions. Verses 1 and 3. The Quran reminds us here that time is of the essence and that we must make the most of our time to ensure we are truly living the best we can as Muslims by utilizing our time faithfully. We will in turn feel happier about the way we spend our time here on earth. Fourth, being kind will bring happiness. Indeed, Allah enjoins justice and the doing of good to others and giving like kinder and forbids indecency and manifest evil and wrongful transgression. He admonish you that you may take heed. Verses 91. Being kind to others will only make you happier. And here the Quran reminds us that in order to truly feel happier about ourselves, we must constantly strive towards being good to others by being kind and good. we can hope to also practice what Allah has ordained for us in the Quran. And there can arguably be nothing greater than knowing you are doing good. Fifth, live up to your potential. Indeed, the worst of living creatures in the sight of Allah are the deaf and dumb who don't use reason. Quran verses 22. Here, the Quran doesn't mean people who are physically deaf or mute, but instead alludes to those who purposely shut their eyes and mouths against reason and goodness. We must ensure that we don't remain with those who are ignorant and that we are living a life worthy of being a true Muslim. By living a life truly devoted to Allah, inshallah, we can all find the happiness we deserve. Since the need for happiness and joyfulness is the human's most important spiritual and innate features, Islam looks with special attention to this issue. The term happiness has come totally 25 times in the Quran with different words, which imply special emphasis of Quran on this issue. According to the Quran verses, obey and remembrance of God, a positive attitude to the world, beautiful interpretation of death and hereafter are determining elements of happiness. The approach of happiness in Islam is these two cases: bad happiness, which contains some inappropriate jokes that destroys human values, and happiness comes from egotism and boasting, and the other is the praise happiness, or to which is referred them in chapters of Najm, Yunus, etc. Studying Imam's narrations clarifies the importance of gaining experience of pleasure and happiness in life. The issue of happiness has been paid attention in psychology too. They are rooted in excitement and positive emotions. Excitement also had its three categories, divided past, present, and future. In Islam, happiness should be purposeful and it shouldn't conflict with intellectual development. Real happiness is when people find success to obey God and stay away from sin. Therefore, this article prepared for a closer look and recognition of the status of happiness in Islam and Quran and psychologist viewpoint and various resources and books have been used in this way. As mentioned, one of the basic human needs is happiness because a balanced man makes himself in the society in the light of it. So everyone is looking for happiness. If we look around us, we will see scenes of sadness and happiness. Obviously, that each one is necessary in human life. God composed human soul with happiness, and people always and at all times are in search of the happy and fun separate. Several verses mention about happiness in the revelation of God, all of which emphasize the necessity and special attention to happy spread by God and prophets to manifestation, and they recommend it for continuation of human life. Completely, we can say happiness has a special pleasure. Of course, it appears in various ways, such as laughing and crying. A poet describes necessity of happiness and says, "Keep your heart happy the more you can, in order to enhance your life due to happiness." It isn't permitted to neglect the remembrance of God in happiness and sorrow. Happiness shouldn't exceed moderation and shouldn't be with arrogance and showing off. Obedience to God, remembrance of Allah, positive attitude to the world, and beautiful interpretation of death and the hereafter are determining elements of happiness. In recent decades, many writers interest in pleasure, happiness, and life satisfaction. Quran mentioned happiness as blessing and mercy of God